Hi, everybody. I wanted to give you a little bit of video feedback so that you will be able to make your revisions for week 4. Um, First, these are looking really good. These were some that came in late, and I just choose to believe that you were doing your best to try and make a great site because these are really looking good. Okay, I don't know if you've worked on Wix or not, but I think that you've done a great job, the sites that I've looked at tonight. So I'm going to go ahead, look at this as a first-time user. That is, I'm going to check out functionality, pretend I'm kind of visiting your site for the first time, and give you a little feedback. All right, good. Logo's clear. And it's a little small. It looks nice. It's just a little small. The colors are working. Let's see. If I scroll, this is looking really good. So far, I see no glassware, and that's really nice. Okay. There's quite a bit of scrolling at the bottom. This could be down here. But that would be more typical. Let's see. Okay. Good. Nice. Okay. No pictures of the food. It's okay so far. Nice. Catch up. You can combine Monday and Wednesday and Tuesday and Thursday if you want. They're the same locations. That will be less of a scroll. I like the colors. I do like how they're working, and I like the catch. Okay. All right. A little small, but visually it's working with the layout. We need to close up these empty spaces a little bit. Okay, let's see, is this the same image? Okay. It feels like the same image. And the main thing too, I would see if there's a second one. Maybe it just feels that way to me and it isn't. I think it's just cropped differently, or placed differently. But we want to make sure that these files are optimized. So you saw it was loading a little slowly. For you, it's not going to because you already have it loaded. But for someone, going to your site for the first time, they're going to have to wait for that image to load if it's not optimized. Okay, nice. Okay, and good. Oftentimes when people put the text in, there's a reflow issue, with spacing and things. So either it didn't happen or you caught it. So good job there. Okay. I'm wondering what it would look like if this were down here. Or maybe not quite so deep. You can edit these down a little bit if you want and make them one line. You can take this out for sure. You could even take what they do out if you like. But you can edit this however you want. So we have just a little less scrolling. It might be okay if you close this up. At that point, it might actually be okay. Okay, all right, so we've got the story, you've got your news, you've got your location, and your menu. this is a terrific start. Very little that you really need to do. Okay, so nice, nice. All right, now this one, I do like these images. We have to be mindful of this particular glass. You can Photoshop some of the edges out, so it doesn't look so much like glass, or that it's not very obvious, or you could put something else there, crop differently. These are okay because they could be plastic. Let's see. Let's first edit this down a little more. You could make it a little wider, but it's this red on white is very stark, and it looks like it could be a bold font. So I think we want to bring it into the Real Deal Taco brand by using their blues and things like that. Maybe not so deep here, maybe just one line here. And we cut this down to 2 lines. There's really, or 2 paragraphs. There's really no reason to have all that scrolling. Be careful about glassware. We want to see if this links up. All right, definitely want to change that red, and this is going to the template. As is that. Yeah, that needs to change. The black could also, be another color. And I think your background needs color in this particular case. And it could be the blue, Taco, Real Deal Taco blue back here. It could be a yellow, or even a lime, or an aqua, something like that could work. Let's go ahead and combine Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, and maybe you won't have to break this up so much with a wrap like that. Maybe you'll be able to have wider columns and try and align those. Okay. Little out of focus. Yeah, the black is a little harsh. The black, white, and red is a little harsh. This has to be replaced. Anything that has glassware and is a restaurant, because it's only a food truck. Okay, there is an Instagram account for Real Deal Taco. Okay. Yeah, you'll have to adjust those for sure. Okay. You may want to freeze your navigation and try not to have it transparent, because it's going to cross over some things, overlay in some cases. Okay, that does anchor to the right place, so good there. That anchors to the right place, nice. But see, if you freeze your navigation, it will be here. We don't want the user to have to scroll up. This is template, so that has to be replaced, obviously. This can leave. You don't need it, so disable it or delete it. It will populate when you create the menu, I think, but I don't think you need this. It's just one more page to take up space and your attention, and I would just disable that. You do have the contact last, that's good. And it is also anchored. One of the things you could try, oftentimes it's better to have a contact page that is a separate page. You would remove all of this and pull the header up, the footer all the way up. Because that way we're not scrolling through the whole site when they select contact. It will go straight to a contact page. And this is what I mean by freezing it, because here it's a little distracting, right? So, yeah, you've got a few hours to work on it, especially with your menu. But I'm looking forward to seeing it this week when you have it revised. Good job. Okay. Let's see what happens here. Seems to, okay. Yeah, so we want to know where that's going, what that's going to be linked to. Right now it's linked to the same page, the same place, which case you would not need it. Okay, this goes to our story. Okay, our story. Nice, the colors are good. Things are working. Nice. Okay, I like that. We've got fans. Sitemap down here. You're linked up. Good, good. And then if they want to, they can click through. I like that. And I especially like the colors. I like that. Okay, the menu. Good. You've got hierarchy with a title header that's larger than your secondary headers. Good. You're not using up a lot of space here. Not a lot of scrolling. This is deeper, but it's because you have, a sitemap over here as well. That is fine. It's actually fine. I don't usually see this in the footer. Okay. You're doing great with your text, your consistency, and your spacing. Nice. Okay. Nice. Looks nice. This is repeated, but it's okay in this situation. Nice. Just the right amount. Okay, this gets smaller. So we want to be sure it doesn't bother me as long as you're consistent with this. So this is going to be your blog. You've got it separated. Good. You have the reflow. Good. Okay. You might want to put some art, some photos with these. I think it will really look great. I'm not sure where you would choose to place it, but I trust you to do that. At least, one or two images here or there. That's what I would recommend, although it's laid out lovely. It really is. I like what you've done. And the contact is a separate page. Okay, I definitely think that you have put some work into this. Nice work. It's very clean. All right. Great job, Sarah. Okay, I do appreciate this image. Videos often slow things down. You got to be careful with that. You may want to eliminate the background and use the transparent background with the logo, possibly making it a little bigger. Okay, I would remove the login for sure. You're linked up, that's good. I would just have this in the footer or on the contact page rather than up here. The more I would replace with just location instead of a drop down. I think you can see why. If you're going to have menus small, then these should also be upper lowercase, right? Or they should all be caps. Okay, this needs to come out. That's template. Good. I like the way you have gone ahead and aligned your rules. You can edit this however you need. A client, of course, you'd have to contact them and get permission. We have to change this in the real world. You could change it into another word in Photoshop, or you can just put an entirely different generic kind of cola there. Okay, but that's what you would have to do. Glassware, and again, name brands we have to avoid, right? And while you are protected by free use laws for students, as soon as you graduate, you won't be. So you want to go ahead and make sure that there's no copyright infringements, all right? Yeah, so anywhere where there's glassware, this is fine, this is fine. But it's working. It's looking good. A little bit of scrolling, but it's okay. You take this out and that'll come up just a little. Okay, let's left align paragraph text. And remember, there are reasons for that. It's easier for the eye to return to the same place. It also gives you a nice straight edge. Okay. You might consider making these headers more like this. So there's a little more hierarchy there. I feel like we've changed headers because it's underlined and italic. So maybe just, not do that. This needs to be edited because it hasn't been. So cut this down, left align it, go through and read what is important and what is not. Okay. We need a little more that says, Real Deal Talk with Food Truck, but it's laid out nicely. Again, you could combine Tuesday, Thursday, and Monday, Wednesday, so that we don't have so much scrolling. Maybe you plan on putting an image there. You don't have to put a map. You can, or you don't have to. This text, I think we need to work on this. So if this is your location and your news is this big and your story is this big, I feel like your location should be that big, right? You've got this larger, but I think that. Okay, and I would, like I said, either put this just on a contact page, which I don't see, that you will definitely need to have, okay? Remove that. Okay, great start. The layout is nice, so I'm certain that it's going to be nice when it comes to its finish. Be consistent. We've got, 2 and then a dash, so you want to go through and make sure you're consistent in ways like that. Okay, all right. Nice. You have a lot to work with. Everybody tonight has a lot to work with. I would bring your footer down here. You have changed this template. It's a tough one, but I can tell that you've changed it, and that's good. You've gone about it in the right way. These could probably be maybe bold. Okay. Take that little bit of space out. And, the desserts, sides, and drinks will need to be added. Okay, change the name of that page to locations and then give yourself some hierarchy and distinguish, the content there a little bit. This, I think, needs to be a little more like this. Only use one type of body copy and then one font for headers, and make sure everything else is matching. This, of course, moves to the end. It's a web standard. That's where our users are accustomed to finding it, and it's out of the way, and it's right there where they need it. So this will always, the contact page will always go to the end. Okay, so I think you see what you need to do with this, right? This needs to be labeled location. This needs to be labeled contact. Remove the red color and a little more, let's see. Yeah, we've got 3 different header styles, so we want to be consistent with that. And something here, either a form or tacos, a taco truck, something like that. These can be consolidated. These could go in the footer, and then your about is going to go somewhere over here, and it's going to be rewrapped. As you can tell, there are big gaps here, and you either need to have a box, transparent box behind it so we can read it, or it needs to be placed somewhere where there's room for it. Closing this up. Yeah, and keeping our headers the same. Okay, so this is going to be named contact, moved over, named location, work on the hierarchy, complete the menu. So yeah, you've got, depending on how confident you feel with it, 3 hours, maybe 5 to complete this. You could do it quicker, but I would allow at least that much time for you to dedicate to it. That will just make it less stressful. All right, everybody, you've done a really good job with your first launch. I'm looking forward to seeing your revisions. This will be your polished site. Your professional site is going to be your rough draft that you take with you when you continue to move through the program. And you'll remember your brand so that you can consider projects that you are creating and think about how it might work with your brand. All right. So I will look at these again, and I wish you the very best of luck as you are working through these.